Warzone is in the worst state it has ever been in, and well, it's unplayable at the moment. For me, it's a surprise if I don't actually run into a hacker in a game, and failing that, SBMM is so messed up at the moment. If it isn't the hackers that I'm going up against, it's World Series of Warzone players, and that's in Silver 2 ranked. Now, there is no world in which that should be happening. I don't even have enough gameplay for this video, so you'll notice in a second I'm going to swap games, because pretty much every single game, I'm running into hackers in both ranked and pubs. And that isn't even mentioning the countless bugs that exist all the time in Warzone. It just isn't fun at the moment. And as most of you know, I'm a big map player and never have and probably never will be a resurgence player. So for me, when they completely reverted all the big map changes in Warzone back to what was there at launch during MW3, this basically means nothing has changed in the game for over a year. Yeah, we have some movement and some different guns, but in reality, I'm just playing the exact same game I was playing over a year ago, except that there's now more hackers, more bugs, and it's just stale because you can only use the same two weapons. I want to try my hardest to protect this game and speak positively about it, as it has given me a great opportunity to do content creation and work with some amazing brands in the process. But lately, I'm just struggling to play the game as it just isn't fun anymore. I don't know how Activision hasn't invested properly into an anti-cheat, and if there was just some option of turning crossplay off, I would just load up my PS5, and that would just solve a lot of the issues I'm running into. But time after time, Activision refuse to do the most obvious thing in front of them and just act as if nothing is happening. I mean, they've not even mentioned once the fact that there's mass cheating in Warzone, and it's only getting worse. And for the past maybe month, it's literally been every single game, and it's been horrendous since launch. I don't know what they're doing and why they're just ignoring it. Just for an example, does anyone remember the DMR in Verdansk? Well, that was in the game far too long, when they simply could have just disabled the weapon. I mean, that can't be that hard from a coding perspective, as it was just clearly broken, as it was a two-shot, fast-firing weapon at any range, and it had no recoil. And they didn't just think, oh yeah, let's disable it. And as for this hacking problem, it's just out of control at the moment. And I don't think it's wild to assume that the Call of Duty player base is majoritively console based. So if they just had an option where you could turn off crossplay and it would work across all game modes, that would solve the problem for the vast majority of people. Yes, that would leave PC players in the lurch, and I'm a PC player myself. I don't want to play on my console, as I've invested a lot into my computer. But why make it everyone's problem when it doesn't need to be? And you could easily solve it for a large proportion of the player base. Probably, like, let's be honest, probably 80% of the player base wouldn't need to run into hackers on a day-to-day basis if just crossplay was turned off and it was just console to console. And look, hackers are in every single game anyway, so what's the difference for PC players if there's just a few more per game? So for the time being, I suspect you're going to see a bit of a change in content from me, at least until Activision gets a handle on things. I've been playing Delta Force a bit recently, which is an extraction based shooter and quite a lot of fun, and guess what, it's a free to play game, and no, there's no hackers. Yes, they've got a kernel level anti-cheat, and guess what, it's working. Maybe take a leaf out of their book, Activision. And yes, Delta Force is the game that you're seeing now on screen. So yeah, I guess I'll see you when I see you with the Warzone content, but for now, probably see a bit of an improvement in terms of the Delta Force content. I'll catch you when I catch you guys.